Title: My wife had me arrested. He's dangerous, she cried to the cops. At the station, I made my one call. The chief of police himself walked in. Release him, now. He stared at my wife. Start. They dragged me out of my own house in handcuffs. My wife's voice, sweet once, now sliced through the night. He's dangerous. He threatened me, she cried, her face trembling perfectly for the audience. The cops believed her. They always do when tears are involved. I didn't resist. I didn't speak. I just watched her through the flashing red and blue lights, and she wouldn't meet my eyes. Inside the station, the cuffs bit into my wrists, but the pain kept me focused. They took my phone, my wallet, my silence, but they couldn't take what I knew. When the officer said, "You get one call," I smiled. I dialed a number no one there expected me to have. 5 minutes later, the chief of police himself walked in. Not the desk sergeant, not the captain, the chief. He didn't knock, he didn't ask questions. Release him, he ordered. The room froze. He turned his stare to my wife, who had followed them in to ensure her safety. "Ma'am," he said, his voice low, "you just made a grave mistake." He looked at her like a man looking down a scope. "Who the hell did you think you were messing with?" It's strange how betrayal doesn't start with explosions. It starts in whispers, late replies, a phone turned face down, a new perfume she claimed was just a sample from work. We'd been married 9 years. She knew the codes to my alarms, my accounts, my routines. I thought that meant trust. To her, it meant opportunity. She was a paralegal, sharp and organized. She'd helped me build my firm from nothing. Back then, she'd call me my shark, half teasing, half proud. She loved my ambition, until it scared her, until my success outgrew her patience, until she met him. He was one of my clients, a developer, slick, confident, dripping with borrowed wealth. She said she was helping him with documents. She wasn't lying, just not about the kind of paperwork she was handling. I found out by accident. A week before the arrest, her laptop synced with the home network. Hundreds of messages, private, explicit, and worse, strategic. Plans. She'd been siphoning money through a shell account in my name, building evidence to frame me for fraud and abuse. She wanted my firm, my assets, my reputation. She wanted to destroy me, legally and socially, so she could walk away rich and innocent. The first night I read her messages, I didn't sleep. By morning, I'd stopped shaking. The pain burned itself clean. Only calculation remained. I didn't confront her, I observed her. Every lie, every movement, every digital footprint. I backed up her files, took photos of bank transfers, installed a silent tracker on her car, collected phone records, audio snippets, time-stamped messages. 6 days of quiet hell. While she rehearsed her betrayal, I rehearsed my counterstrike. I called a friend, a cybersecurity consultant who owed me more than one favor. By day 3, I had everything. Proof she'd embezzled, forged, and planned a false accusation of domestic violence. She wanted me behind bars. She wanted to be the grieving widow of a scandal. The first night I read her messages, I didn't sleep. By morning, I'd stopped shaking. The pain burned itself clean. Only calculation remained. I didn't confront her, I observed her. Every lie, every movement, every digital footprint. I backed up her files, took photos of bank transfers, installed a silent tracker on her car, collected phone records, audio snippets, time-stamped messages. 6 days of quiet hell. While she rehearsed her betrayal, I rehearsed my counterstrike. I called a friend, a cybersecurity consultant who owed me more than one favor. By day 3, I had everything. Proof she'd embezzled, forged, and planned a false accusation of domestic violence. She wanted me behind bars. She wanted to be the grieving widow of a scandal. So when she finally dialed 911 that night, screaming, "He hit me!" I was ready. I didn't resist because the trap wasn't for me, it was for her. The chief didn't need a briefing. He'd seen the file I sent him an hour before my arrest. A full dossier, dates, recordings, legal documents, enough to bury her case before it even reached court. He unhooked my cuffs and looked me dead in the eye. "You sure you want to go through with this?" I nodded once. "I already am." He turned to her, and her confidence cracked. "What's going on?" she stammered. "He's dangerous. The chief held up a hand. "Ma'am, you might want to call your lawyer. Right now." 3 weeks later, the news broke. Paralegal arrested for embezzlement and perjury. Her picture, once radiant, looked hollow under courthouse lighting. The developer she'd conspired with vanished to Dubai the night before her indictment. Her accounts were frozen, her name blacklisted. I didn't testify. I didn't need to. Her own voice, recorded from her car, was enough. "I'll ruin him before he even knows what hit him," she'd said. She was wrong. I'd known. I'd let her swing. She called me once from jail. The operator asked if I'd accept the charges. I did, for closure. Her voice was thin, desperate. "You set me up," she whispered. I didn't answer. "You ruined my life." I exhaled slowly. "You did that yourself." Silence. Then, "You loved me once." I almost smiled. I did. That's why I gave you the chance to destroy yourself instead of killing you. I hung up before she could speak again. Revenge isn't satisfaction. It's symmetry. She took my trust. I took her illusion of control. She played with lies. I played with truth. I still live in the same house, same view, same routine. But the silence feels cleaner now. No pretending, no performance. Sometimes I pass the police station on my drive home. The lights still flash the same way, red, blue, relentless. I think of that night, the cuffs, the chief's stare, and I remember the exact moment I stopped being the prey. People think revenge is about rage. It's not. It's about patience, precision, timing. And when justice finally arrives, quiet, surgical, devastating, it doesn't feel like triumph. It feels like peace. Because in the end, she didn't just lose me. She learned who I really was. The man she tried to destroy. The man who smiled in handcuffs. The man the chief himself told her not to mess with. Who the hell did she think she was dealing with? Now, she knows.